Hello, so welcome to the first of our Let's Plays for COMP3218 Game Design at University of Southampton. This is for the second coursework in our series. Shall we just introduce ourselves? My name is Dave Millard, I'm one of the lecturers on the course.
Hi, I'm Ricky Prince, I teach on this course too.
Hi, I'm Rachel Day and I'm a PhD student.
And I'm Tom Blount, I'm also a PhD student and I have that on the course.
So, to start off with, Tom, do you want to just say a little bit about what the students were asked to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we asked the students to design another small game prototype, and this one had to contain a story engine that would drive an interactive version of one of 3 different fairy tales. They got to pick between Rumpelstiltskin, the Frog Prince, and the 3 Billy-Goats Gruff. And they were allowed to take any sort of form with the story as long as it had that story engine that sort of drove the narrative.
So getting them to explore narrative, basically getting that to integrate with the mechanics and dynamics of the game. Brilliant. Okay, so shall we make a start with our first game?
Absolutely. What's the first game called, Dave?
So it is Messenger's Creed.
Do you want to play it, Rachel? Give an eye, alright?
Yeah, okay. How do I...
No idea. Let's immediately forget to put tutorials in our games just because we're doing a different thing.
Okay, I figured out how to go left and right.
To gather weird names throughout.
Gather
weird
name
names
throughout the country. Can I jump?
That's great.
Space, okay. J.
Yeah.
You must come before nightfall. Oh, that's the Queen.
Oh, I see. So you must come before...
You can tell by the...
Okay, I don't...
Yeah, so then...
I went forward and then backwards and it got dark.
Right. Non-Euclidean
Right.
platforming.
I'm not sure why they did that. It was...
Okay, bye.
You have to go and
Hey,
get that.
I have to go and get that
MacBook.
dodgy looking MacBook.
I think you might need to speak to the person first.
Oh, it's
Talks indoor.
They look like a zombie. You sure we should speak to them?
I don't really want to speak
I've
to
heard
them.
the royal government sent someone to find the name of Goblin. Okay.
Otherwise they will lose their princess.
Ah, you spotted the J in the corner. I hadn't spotted that.
I said in the intro.
His name is Rumpel something.
That's quite a giveaway, isn't it?
I hope they'll never find it. Stop talking about the royal. Okay.
So, yeah,
name times 1.
Right.
The premise of this was you were going around the level collecting as many names as possible because every night when you finish a level and go back, the Queen wants names because the Queen is trying to solve the whole Rumpelstiltskin thing.
Yeah.
This
is this another example of a game where the platform is very, very precise?
Yeah.
So I saw a couple of those in the
You're
expo.
very speedy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
you really are all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, so the premise is you go off and you collect these names, but they don't. There's no indication in the environment of where those are. Is that right?
You have to talk to the villagers. So the villagers who give you the names.
Am I meant to be getting that
I was
much?
going to say, so what's the laptop for? Is that...
Well, the villagers
That's
typically
sexy.
want something in return for a name.
Oh, okay.
So you're sort of doing little quests for them.
It's like the classic medieval need, isn't it? You know, a goat, a chicken, a MacBook.
Yeah. That's really frustrating.
What, that jump
So
there?
what's I know that's an anachronism, isn't it? When you
Yes.
I mean, you are a robot. Maybe it's a sort of
future Stiltskin. You can do it, Rach.
I really can't.
I mean, the other thing you could go and speak to the person first.
What, the zombie?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a villager.
Talk to the zombie?
Yeah, look.
Ah,
Right.
Frankenstein. Hey, some random passing by.
I have an
Okay.
idea. Can you give me 500 gold, 1 map sticker and some pieces of metal?
I'll give you a name for which you've been looking for these days. So I'm
maybe explore the rest of the level. Maybe go left.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Didn't I come from left?
I don't remember. No, you came from the right.
Are you sure?
No, you came from that side, but it was a bit...
Yeah.
So we spoke to the door.
Ooh, I can get that potentially, maybe. We'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah, don't go back to the castle yet because that will be the end of your day 1.
But that's the thing, the guy doesn't want
I
a notebook,
didn't
he
even
wants
press
a different
anything
thing.
then.
That's right. That was a little thing. A hint came up, wasn't it? Telling you about the notebook.
I have no idea. What is the notebook? Just
I think that's a
name clue. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you've got 2 names, but it doesn't actually tell you.
Cool. What did it do?
Doesn't tell you what the names are.
Is it worth trying to get that MacBook?
I'll try.
We just skip it.
Yeah, rather than just jumping around all over the place, if you could try and jump up to that, that'd be great.
All right.
I didn't realise you were trying to get the MacBook. I thought you were just playing with the platforming mechanics.
No, you do it. Come on.
Right.
You're going to do it first time.
I'm not sure I can do it.
Okay.
This is really flighty.
Yeah.
So I was looking at this. So this is a default Unity asset, and it is
You're
really
actually going to
like
do it first time. This is so upsetting.
Useless metal.
Good.
So,
I actually play a lot of platforms. So I was looking through my trophies on the PlayStation Network last night.
we got pieces of metal,
Oh, yeah,
what else
but
did
we
you
don't... He wanted gold.
golden
I might
matches.
have to get that from another.
Yeah.
Right,
500
so...
gold. You do collect gold at some point.
So there was that weird
what was
sort of-
that? What was a person in the house?
Can you do some housework?
Never. Woman, can you do some housework, man? Never. Good.
Oh.
Are you seeing some themes in this, though?
Please don't do
Okay,
that,
so what you've got. Very well.
You
Next
may leave
day.
now.
I think
So,
it'd be nice if there was some sort of recap there, right? If it was a case of these are the things you found.
so
The names you found
yeah, could
yesterday
I,
didn't suit
I
me.
quite like this. I quite like the idea of collecting names,
Yeah.
right? But they needed to be real names.
Careful,
They
so
needed
you've
to be.
got 3 choices.
So this is the thing.
Right,
You run
okay.
off there, and then when you go
I
left,
see.
you're not back where you started. That's a
Yeah.
bit weird.
That is odd.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
was
you could-
that was bad.
Do these
So you've
That
got
was a bad spatial hypertext.
are these platforms useful
They're
for
platforms,
anything?
so the clouds are also
Sky-
platforms.
Sky
To get up to
Oh.
Sky Tower.
Really?
Can I platform?
Yeah, can you not tell?
No, I'm going this way.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Is that Nathan Drake?
what are,
Royal
what are some
Messenger.
strange names, right? I do kind of like
I
their
dreamt
kind
of
of.
you.
The
Bring me
broken
some
English.
wine.
Yeah.
I will tell you these names. Oh, hello.
It's like the dialect, isn't it?
Hey,
The local
warrior.
dialect.
Oh no,
I'll
more
give you a
jumping.
name and some homemade. So I think the central conceit's quite nice that you
Right.
collect names, but I wish
They
they would
don't
actually
actually
give
do
you
this.
names.
Yeah. I mean, the first one was like, oh yeah, it's Rumpel something, and then
Yeah.
the other was, oh yeah, it's something Stiltskin. That'd be kind of
Yeah.
nice. But
Yeah, or they just told you little bits of it, or
I'm still sort of
I
confused
think
how
they
they're
like-
supposed to like fix that like Franken dudes thing, right?
I imagine you have to do the levels in a certain order so you
some
can
more
get
bits,
gold.
yeah.
There were definitely ways of getting gold.
Yeah.
Like I saw them collect gold.
Glad to see you carrying vines. Okay, so they've got some
Thanks a lot.
check, and they gives you some wine.
So now you
Oh,
can-
right.
Someone else is going to buy the wine for gold or
This
something. like
person wanted wine for a
Ah.
name.
There you go.
that.
So it,
Right.
all right, it's a little bit blunt, but it is kind of working and kind of
There you go, help that person.
clocking along.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's got a nice sort of, it's got a nice structure. Like it's got that
Yeah.
whole 3-act structure because it has 3 sections, but I'm not sure it's a 3-act structure.
Well, let's. So
It's
let,
a-
I
let's
mean,
that.
well, I don't know. Each day kind of does, right? The Queen poses the question. It's go and get me some names, and
Yeah.
then you spend all day
Does
trying to get the names. And
But
at
that's
the
not a
end,
3-act
does
structure.
it just carry on?
No,
Does
there
it
was
just
the
day after
introduction.
day after day, or?
What I mean is each of the days isn't the bits of the 3-act structure. There was the sort of demonstration of the cores at the beginning
Yeah,
before these things. So the 3 days in this are the
yeah.
like
yeah,
the
I
soul
guess
resolving that.
You've got like a sort of micro 3-act structure, like one in each day, and then
No, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Recursive 3-act
I
structure.
will grant you.
That's kind.
Now this was a group that I asked the protagonist antagonist question,
oh yeah,
and they had that they disagreed. So one of them described the Queen as the antagonist,
Yeah.
That's
which
interesting.
I sort of agreed with.
Yeah.
It sort of made sense that. Can you not jump anymore?
No.
What have you done?
I don't know.
It's like a bug. Oh, that's a shame.
Swap sweet seeds.
I was gonna
see
say,
if
if
that
you-
works.
if you go to Mountainside or something, maybe you'll be.
But that'll be the end of your day.
No, it'll be the
No,
start of
it's
the
the
day.
start of the day. It's just there's
But I
nothing,
mean,
there's
I
nothing
think
to do
I think
there.
you only have 3 days.
Okay, so there's no indication of that.
Yeah, I don't think they ever tell you. Yeah, so they were talking about the Queen being the antagonist, and one of them disagreed.
Mm.
Oh, we never actually got back to the car. Oh,
Oh.
here we go.
What's that?
Oh, now you're chasing. You do the chasing.
I'm
I
an-
think you're
I'm-
chasing Rumpelstiltskin.
I-
This is the resolution. This is the final act.
How?
yeah,
I think
What?
it's
I think it's a bug.
Maybe it's a bug.
There's no. No, I'm not doing anything.
Okay. So but they have some kind of final thing where
Yeah,
if you get the name,
if you've got
is
enough
that-
of the
Okay.
I can't remember what the deal was in the final.
So that's the thing about this. So what about the quality? You know, how buggy is it? Do the mechanics work well? How well presented is it?
It's a little bit buggy.
It didn't look particularly slick to control. But
Yeah, the controls are. I think the problem was
controls are
they've just dropped in the standard asset, which is this robot that has a movement, and not tweak that to work, or not tweak their levels to make it.
The platforms needed to be a bit bigger, so we're going to keep the controls like that.
There are some nice things going on with. I quite like the little inventory thing up there. But otherwise, the information design could be a little bit better in terms of knowing what day you're on, how many days you had. Just explaining feedback about the names.
Yeah.
You know, there's just stuff missing.
So like when the Queen said at the end of the first day, like, oh no, this isn't sufficient.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that sufficient? I brought you 2 names. You asked me to bring you names, and I brought you 2.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that sufficient?
Yeah. But otherwise, it's kind of put together.
But you mean narratively, Tom? Like it should tell you why it wasn't sufficient.
Because
the reason is it just wants to force you three.
Well, even just from a mechanics perspective, right? If you're was I expected to collect 3 names? It never says that.
No, it
doesn't.
Because there's people that keep wanting gold, and you don't have.
I think you get that. I think you get that in Skytown.
Okay, so do you need to do Skytown first to get names from those people, or if you only get 3 days? Okay.
So what about the story?
But there's
engine?
no way of knowing that.
Yeah.
So,
what about the story engine itself and how that's working? They've obviously got like a little dialogue system going on.
It'd be interesting to see if the Queen's dialogue changes if you do collect like a sufficient amount of names. But
I don't think it does. I think the main interaction is that you get. Like the interaction between the mechanics and the narrative is that
if you pick stuff up,
if you have the right stuff, then they'll say a different set of dialogue to you because they'll be happy you've got that stuff and they'll trade.
Yeah.
But then also by doing the trade with them, you get a different thing, which leads back into that mechanic of trading. So
there's some feedback going on.
So that person wants gold, and I don't know how many.
And in terms of how well the narrative and the gameplay work together, I mean, actually quite well. I mean, the the main goal of the narrative, this idea is the point of the game. So it does kind of fit.
Why can't I jump through a cloud?
They're platforms, I think. That's how.
I know, but clouds shouldn't have.
Yeah, those clouds are not obviously platforms.
No.
Until you jump into them.
So I think overall they still have that sort of. So I still think they have a 3-act structure sort of throughout the overall game and sort of throughout like each day as well, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, they do. So you've definitely got that intro at the beginning, you've got the bit at the end where they're chasing Rumpelstiltskin, and then you've got the kind of the framing of each day. So I mean, in terms of the pacing and technique, then they've done that well. In terms of character designs and those kind of things,
I mean, they characterise the Queen sort of like alright. She seems kind of grumpy and entitled and unpleased by things, but
I'm not
which makes her an antagonist, right?
Yeah. But what are they trying to do with this robot character?
So we've been called like a messenger, young man, a warrior. I don't know what our role is in this.
No.
So while they have some like the antagonist design down quite well, I'm not sure they've put as much thought into the protagonist, which is a bit of a shame.
And the writing technique, so they've obviously got the dialogue thing going on. They've also got like, I guess those kind of scripted interactions with the Queen and something going on with Rumpelstiltskin at the end. So I think they've actually done a pretty reasonable job of trying to put all the pieces in here.
I mean, it needs polish, but it's only a prototype, right? So I guess the question is, would it build into a bigger, more interesting game if they had more time? Possibly. I mean, it probably need a couple of extra mechanics to have some depth.
Or actually make the story interaction a bit more interesting. But the story there is driving the game, making things happen. So,
anything else we want to say?
So the only other thing we might be worth saying is about the agency that people have, and whether you actually have any agency in the end, whether you can really change any outcomes. it's not clear to me. I mean, we haven't seen the final piece, but it's not clear to me that other than the progress in the narrative is linked to progress in the game. But other than that, is there any meaningful choice in terms of the outcomes that happen? There's nothing really set up.
So the only meaningful choice is that you go to Skytown first, which gets you the gold, which means you can solve any of the things. But there's no information designed to suggest that you do.
Because A, you're not given the information to decide whether to make that choice, and B, if you always have to go to Skytown first, it's not a choice anyway, right? It would be nice if there was a reason to plan a different route between those three things, because it's nice that they have these different regions to explore, but like you say, there's no information that you give to the person to help them make that choice.
Yeah.
And if you did give them the information, you'd always have to pick the same thing because you need that gold first.
So it feels more random than genuine agency.
It's a shame because it's all the lessons that we had in the first in the first one, and all the feedback should have just because we're not talking about those things as headlines in this second prototype, and the third prototype guys don't stop thinking about them. They're still important for game design.
Yeah. Okay, we should probably move on, I think. But I've enjoyed being the. Oh, hang on, to chase Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, I've only got a name. Dwarfelstiltskin. What is that noise?
Chase, you look. Oh, you work for the Queen.
Oh, hang on.
So now do we have a choice?
I see.
What?
You had a lot of gold that you couldn't finish spending.
Were we able to choose between going towards Rumpelstiltskin and not going towards Rumpelstiltskin?
Not really clear. But again, if the choice isn't...
But if the choice is just here's an endgame screen where you have gold that you can't use, that's not...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
Alright, so I mean, I like the fact they've got a section at the end, as you said, which is effectively the closing act.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could have done a lot more, I think. Alright, we will move on. Okay, so our next game is Gruff, and we've had to open this one in the Unity IDE, but let's see if we can play it okay.
Who played this? Was it Callum?
It might have been, yeah.
Did you play it?
You can play it.
Oh, I like the little controller elements.
Yeah.
You are the brothers Gruff. Oh, I like this.
Very sort of simplistic and abstract, but...
So it's your land is dying. Q and E to switch between goats.
That needs a little bit better information design, doesn't it?
Yeah, which goat are you currently?
There's loads of goats trapped in the land as well.
That's really dark. Do you reckon that was intentional?
I don't know.
That's
I
fine.
hope so.
So the other two just follow you, is that right? You kind of
they're on some sort of draggy behind.
Yeah. You have heard of a lush hillside.
You're leaving them behind, Ricky.
It's not my fault. I like that. Because we're going left to right, use of east as the...
Yeah.
I like that it's not just giving you all the text at once in a cutscene type thing.
It's an F to toggle following.
Yeah, so like if I F, then
But why would you want to do that? Why is that important?
Presumably there's going to be some puzzle platforming coming up.
Yeah, okay. So...
That is a sprightly goat.
Oh, look, it can jump in midair. Look at it. Look.
So again, I like the idea of taking that kind of core conceit of the Billy-Goat's Gruff, the three.
Where's the other one going?
You left it behind. Go back. Switch goats.
Here we go.
There you go. It's a game
dark.
Yeah. Oh, night is falling.
Lost the goat again.
Do you reckon I haven't been moving quickly enough? No sense of how quickly I need to be moving across this.
No.
I hope this isn't a bug. I hope this is...
Ooh.
Can't really see.
Oh, that's got to be better. You're definitely...
Oh, did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. Ah, there's the little goat. Okay, so essentially you've got to navigate the landscape, move between the goats to make it happen. So far though, there hasn't really been anything that the size seems to... So the big goat can't jump as high, I presume.
That's what it feels like.
So there might be some bits where you need one of the
Do you
smaller
reckon
goats
we
to
need
jump
to like
onto.
climb on top of each other?
Yeah, depends if you fall down the hole.
Oh shit!
Well, let's find out.
It's alright.
Ah, there we go.
I levered my way out.
Okay.
I quite like the Thomas is a goat aesthetic they've gone with.
Yeah, Thomas is a goat. That's definitely what they're going for, isn't it?
Oh, I hope something happens soon.
It's pacing, Ricky. It's pacing.
Yeah.
In the shadows.
Okay, here we go. We're obviously worse at navigating the tiny triangles than they assumed we would be.
Well, I just was wandering along having a fun time. I didn't realise I had to be somewhere by a certain time.
There's a bridge.
There's a cube.
Is it a good cube?
I
I
don't know.
presume this is a troll.
So the troll's just trying to stop
Shrinking.
you getting across the bridge,
Oh,
perhaps?
he's not doing a
It's
very
getting
good job.
smaller when you're hitting it with the big goat.
Ah, okay.
I wonder if it would have killed the little goat.
It's your
It's killing your medium
goat
goat.
is getting smaller.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Go hit the troll, Ricky.
That's
No,
kind
we
of
made
cool
it
though.
across.
Is
Yeah.
that your medium goat then?
It was, yeah.
It was a minute ago.
That's a small goat.
That's kind of cool. I
That
like
is, yeah, that's nice actually, isn't it?
a tiny troll.
Yeah. So that's really nice as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does it? It's still going. Look at it.
Oh, it's
That's
like
so cute.
it's like the Black Knight, isn't it? 95% of your mass is off. No, it isn't.
It's just a flash.
The darkness is behind you now.
We're in the lush green fields now.
So is our medium goat.
Boing, boing, boing. Oh,
New dawn.
what's happened to
Flowers
our other
and
goat?
everything.
I'm going to stop following. We're going to go save little medium goat. Boing, 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 boing.
So I kind of like the kind of the medieval music kind of worked.
Yeah.
It's a shame
that's
it's
good.
just run out. But,
Yeah, put that on loop.
That's it, and we can tell that we're like in the good bit now because there's all these little flowers.
Yeah.
Still goats buried under the...
rise up and shine.
Let's go get the other ones. They seem to have not bothered to come with us. I'm not really sure what's going on.
You turn follow mode off.
No, I know. I just meant in the game.
No,
Yeah.
that's why they're not coming after you.
I just feel like there was a lot of... No, I know why they're not following. I turned follow mode off. There should probably be a bit more information design in terms of what the state of all these things are. Like, I should be able to tell whether following's happening or not based
Yes.
on
Yeah.
I mean,
some-
they've deliberately gone for a kind of
abstract
sort of
and minimalist.
diegetic kind of tell you everything within the landscape. You know, so you haven't got health bars for the goats; it's the size of the goat and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that works really well. But you're right; they could have done a bit more,
And which goat is...
or where the other
Currently
goats are,
selected and stuff.
maybe, or how far away they are.
Yeah.
It feels like they could make better use of the different size goats and like navigating it, and
Yeah.
rather than just
Yeah,
that troll
you-
bit as well.
It almost feels like you need some
Like
you need some more sort of interactive puzzles.
It
in
feels
here.
like a
Yeah.
puzzle game with no puzzles. doesn't
Yeah,
it?
It does. Yeah, you're just negotiating the landscape, and you need some some things where.
And like, yeah, I
James
wondered
End.
if that was going to
There
happen.
you
I was a little bit disappointed that the troll was the only interaction. Like I spent
Yeah.
a lot of time doing
Yeah.
tutorial for an interaction that
Yeah.
I sort of accidentally solved by just bumping into the
Yes.
bad guy.
Yeah.
And I sort of get the message it was telling us. And I guess if we went small character first, then we would have lost that character, and it would have.
Yeah. So, but I mean, there's a lot of nice things here as well, right? So if we go through, in terms of the music again. So in terms of the submission and the quality, I mean it's very playable. It looks very good. Story controller has been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just restart.
It's just a bug in the replay, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, do you want to play it again and see what happens if, like, you lose the small goat to the troll?
Yeah, let's do that.
But yeah, quality-wise, nice. Like it,
Yeah.
like it controls fairly well. That little one jumps a little bit too high, and because you've got no
Yep.
parallax, it's difficult to see
Yeah.
that happening. But
I mean, these little tutorial elements at the beginning, a
very
little
good.
goes a very long way, and that's done nicely. And I like the way that it's integrated, and I like the way that the narrative stuff appears at the one side of the screen and the information control stuff appears on the other side. So that's really nice. In terms of the kind of the story engine, they've gone for a narrative as a journey, where you're just trying to get across the landscape. Which means that the story engine perhaps doesn't have quite as much heavy lifting to do as it might in other circumstances.
Yeah, I'm not sure if like this. I mean, they've gone for a sort of minimal thing by design, but I don't know if it almost feels like the story engine is a little bit too minimal. I mean, so you've got the like Darkness Falls, and I don't know if that's down to time or position or things like that.
It was time because it happened way before we expected.
And it happened straight after it said "Rise and Shine."
So that's the thing, right? That's not based on gameplay. That's not quite. So, but
there you go.
This is the bit I'm interested in.
Whoa!
Whoa! Okay, that was.
Whoa, that was dark.
You've lost your little brother.
Okay,
this is
there
so
are
much slower.
There are definitely some story engine elements, right? So, like that is a bit of narrative that we didn't see last time.
But it is. So it's basically responding to certain types of events in the game.
I'm not sure exactly what it's done other than just we have one less goat to micromanage now, so maybe we should get rid of this one too.
Yeah.
It's actually easier without the goat. I didn't understand the shadowsy thing. Like, has that had any? Like, does
Darkness Falls?
It says for when you go into the shadows,
Yeah.
but nothing happens when you're in the shadows. Like, there's just a day-night cycle.
I think it means. I think it's meant to be when you get to the troll. Basically, I think the timing's a bit off.
Yeah.
But then don't put it on a timer.
Just by distance.
positional.
Yeah.
I think it's an example of the perils of playtesting your own game. Because obviously they're playing through it every single time. Timing is about right.
I mean, it's the narrative paradox again, right? It's a case of like the player has the freedom to go at their own pace, so make your game events occur at the player's pace rather than at a fixed increment, unless that's deliberately what you're going for.
So what I think they have done really well is they've taken this kind of core theme of the story and they've actually made it work really well as a game.
Yeah.
So in terms of kind of the poetics of this and making the story and the mechanics kind of work together, the idea of mechanics as metaphor, I think that works really well. I think that you could build something really, really nice on this idea. And they've obviously just sort of given us a starting taste of what that is, but they've got a platform where you can do some really nice stuff with.
Yeah, like integrate all the sort of puzzle platforming you could do. Every level could be about getting past a goat in some novel way.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a bunch of different ways of solving it. Yeah.
So in terms of the pacing and techniques, the pacing is like I said, it's got that journey thing going on where it's taking you through.
The pacing feels very slow and very, very flat the
Yes.
whole way, apart from that sort of one little bump with the troll.
You could very easily jump over the troll and never interact with it.
I mean, and it's a shame because with this design, you could very easily put in that idea of the variable pacing curve, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's the thing. So there we got to the end, and
one died,
and one never made it, and we still got the same ending.
Yeah.
It felt a bit anticlimactic.
So and surely the biggest thing you hit, which is the troll, should be the climax, right? So if you're going to put a troll in, put a small troll in early that effectively teaches people how to deal with trolls, and then put a really big one at the end. So I agree. I think they've got pacing here that's controlled by the level, but they've not really thought about making it work.
Yeah, there wasn't much point in the stuff after the troll, right?
No,
you just get to some
So you do want a small sort of like drop in your sort of dramatic pacing, just like for a little epilogue for the player. But that I think that would probably drew it out too long because you have to sort of like climb the entire hill.
I mean, well, that was it. I mean, you were literally climbing the dramatic pacing graph with this giant mountain at the end.
I think that might have been part of what they were going for because the troll was on a little bridge that sort of went up a bit. So
maybe they were. And in terms of agency,
a bit too abstract.
In terms of agency and meaningful choice, so I like the fact the choices are between the goats, but again,
it doesn't feel meaningful.
It doesn't connect to that.
There's no reason to switch between goats other than to like pick up the ones you've sort of left
Yeah.
behind, and
Which
there's
you don't
there's
need
no
to
reason
do.
to do that.
And there's no narrative agency, as it were. You're not really altering the story. So I think there's kind of it's a really nice design, and there's a lot to like about this.
So certainly visually, it's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
It really goes to show that you don't need like super fantastic art assets to make a really nice looking game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so my view on my reflection of this is that they've done a good job of taking a game, like taking the story and making some form of game from it that has scope to expand. I don't think they've really addressed how to tell the story through this effectively. So they've missed a lot in the pacing and the techniques was quite good, but pacing they've missed out on. Yeah. And there's not really a story engine in there. Like there's not a lot of feedback.
So what they have done is, in terms of the writing techniques, and it works with Thomas's alone as well. But those goats are actually quite nice protagonists.
Yeah.
They're quite fun. They kind of they interact nicely. And,
like it is kind of strange how like they're just 3 squares, but even just from their movement and stuff, you can almost start characterizing them.
Exactly.
It's like, oh no, this goat's much slower than this goat.
Okay, we should probably move on, but yeah. So we sort of we like that one, but probably more for its potential than what's been finally delivered here. But yeah, interesting game. Okay, so our next game is Rumpel in the City, and again we've had to open it in Unity this time.
Right, who saw this?
I saw this in the expo. So you're wandering around, talking to people, doing quests for people, trying to find Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay.
Name.
Princess.
Yeah.
Where's the princess? Who's talking to me?
Yeah, so that is the setup of the plot, that line there.
The voices in your head, Dave.
So as you can see, the textures aren't quite working.
Yeah, I think they're still being processed by Unity, so we'd have to start
again.
There's an invisible wall there, by the way. Just
what?
like.
Who's that?
Yeah. I presume I have to like go around here. Can I only follow the path?
You don't have to follow the path, but they said they advise following the path if you don't want to get lost.
Oh, that's your cowboy.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
How
Can
do
we talk to him?
I think you just walk up to people to talk to them.
I'm not sure
But I
that's
think
true.
they said sometimes it didn't work.
Right.
Okay.
So it's
It seemed to be working okay when I saw it in the expo, but
go away.
Wait, do you have to approach him?
So it worked.
Oh, maybe we did see that guy's words, but they just disappeared.
yeah, maybe.
So it's an interesting use of the path to kind of
Yeah, I quite like that.
control people's agency in the game and encourage you to go in particular ways.
Yeah, it's a good way of encouraging it, but I think putting down an invisible wall, like bisecting the town, is a bit of a weird choice.
Yeah.
I reckon that might have been a bug.
Yeah,
Still,
I think it was
Or maybe just
probably
clipping
a
into
bug.
the terrain somewhere.
Are we meant to be able to interact with the buildings?
I don't think so.
Why are there
Somewhere
paths to them
there's
then?
like a blacksmith person.
Do you reckon it was that dude that wouldn't talk to us?
Don't think so.
Okay, let's just wander around here. Important, you've got to have reflective lake.
Yeah. The clipping on those trees is really bizarre.
Yeah, it does the opposite way. Can we push this person in?
That'd be good.
Do you reckon they'll talk to us?
Added all start actions. I didn't see them talk to them in the
Can you go
expo,
in the
so
lake?
maybe not. Maybe they're just a person. Oh, that's pretty.
Okay.
Okay, so keep going that way. Cause it
If we
looks
go
like
towards
there's
that
some stuff.
As
smoke,
the
that
smoke.
which is
Talk to
nice.
that
It leads
guy.
you towards.
That is
like,
nice, actually. Yeah.
Talk to the blacksmith guy. I think
Again,
it was
that kind of
him.
environmental stuff.
The baker.
The baker, same. They're all cowboys.
I missed that.
Oh,
actually.
stop.
I've lost my dog. Find the dog.
Stop making the text disappear before we've read it.
Apparently, he was behind the bakery, so that helps.
I stole the key, but now I've lost it. I'll tell you where the little goblin thing lives if you find it for me.
Yeah, so,
So we've got a little quest log down the bottom. That's
Didn't we? Haven't we already met the goblin? Wasn't it that guy?
yeah.
he looked like a goblin. I don't know if he was the goblin.
Where was the dog?
Well, he said
He said
lost
behind.
him while he was walking in behind the bakery, but
Yeah.
Clipping.
Get on there. So which one's the bakery? From all the smoke.
Probably the one the baker
he
was
was the
stood
baker,
outside.
so yeah.
Ah, okay.
Samurai. I presume I'm not allowed up here. Oh no.
I don't care too much.
Oh, really quick stairs.
Is there a key or a dog up here, Ricky?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's an exploration game, I see.
Why are we helping this guy break into a house? That doesn't seem...
So he stole someone's key to break into their house, and if you find the key, you get to choose between giving it to him and giving it to the person
he stole it from.
stole it from.
Okay, that's kind of nice. That's a bit of...
Wait, how are we meant to know who he stole it from?
I think they were right next to him, pretty much.
Another invisible wall.
Oh, is that a ladder?
Like, I've got to say, guys, this 1,000 miles of terrain and trees was completely unnecessary to tell the story of what's happening in this village.
Yeah.
Right.
Like 3 other people to buy tickets.
Hand out
a flyer.
Yeah, so there are multiple ways you can find Rumpelstiltskin. Giving the key to someone is one of them. So if you give the key back to the woman, she tells you where he is.
So she gives you exactly the same information as the other guy.
Actually, she gives you more vague information. I think she kind of says vaguely where he is, whereas if you give it to the back to the thief guy, he says exactly
try handing out a
where
flyer?
he is.
Oh, to who? How?
This person. They look like they want a flyer.
How do I interact?
I'm guessing the same way you interact with everything else, just sort of
Walking
running
into it. So
maybe they don't want a flyer.
maybe you can't hand out flyers to everybody.
Yeah.
That's the bakery.
Does the baker want
That's
a flyer?
Sorry.
try finding his
look
dog.
Look behind the bakery. See if we can find his dog.
Oh, there it is.
Up there. Yeah. He hasn't really tried very hard, has he?
Are you stuck on the hill?
Yeah,
You feel really short.
Yeah.
It's barking though, which is kind of
I
nice, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
all Luigi towards it.
The game did look quite nice when it was working.
Oh,
So-
the text disappeared. All I know now is we have a dog in a bag.
So, just to point out that shows that the story engine isn't linked to anything else because it would have known that I've spoken to the baker.
Oh, good. A loaf of bread. Yay.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything you can do with that.
So there's
I'm sure there's somebody who wants a
Well,
loaf
I
of
think
bread.
Talk
Say
to
that
that
we-
woman next to him, because I think she's the one he stole
This
the key
lady.
off of. Yeah,
I lost the keys to my house.
on
Can
the
you
way
have
to
her?
the market.
Can you have her?
Yeah. Presumably a font hasn't loaded or something, and that will definitely fit when the font was right.
That's the.
Who
So
can
this.
I get?
So okay. So we've got little. Do they want to go to a party? No. So we've got multiple quests.
Oh, do I have to
We've
do
got
them in
some
order?
Choices.
Is that the deal? Where's the key? Like, how am I meant
I
to?
think it was
she
in
mentioned
some
near the
trees
market,
and-
but
What is
yeah.
the market?
well, the other thing is the guy said he stole it and then lost it. So even if it
Yeah.
there's
Now what's going on? What's that over there?
Everywhere.
Behind you.
What's behind? That's the sun.
That there. Log.
Oh,
cowboy
there's a
lumberjack.
floor.
Yeah.
Like-
pile of logs and a. You're selling tickets.
Oh,
there you go.
hey. Find me some more people.
Yeah. So
Do you
okay.
reckon?
So I think we'll kind of we sort of get the gist of it.
Yeah.
So in terms of the quality here, and like, is it control well? Is it bug free? What do we think of the mechanics of the game? All those kind of elements, information design.
So it was sort of interesting. So we got that sort of text at the start saying this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was though. And it's strange that they have a quest log that fills up with other stuff, but not clearly our
Not
main
what
goal.
you're
Like,
actually
the reason,
doing,
the reason
yeah.
I'm doing all of these things was presumably to do that first thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Like we have to find Rumpelstiltskin, but I don't know why,
Yeah.
Or what to do with him when you find him.
or what Rumpelstiltskin's done that means he needs
Yeah.
finding. So like I mean, you could call it like in medias res, right? We've been dropped into the middle of the action, but nobody's told us what the action is.
Yeah. So
There's no
there's a.
action.
So in terms of moving around, you kind of it's a landscape. You could explore it. It kind of there's triggers for when you approach people. Things happen. Sometimes. It's definitely a bit buggy, and I'm not sure whether the visual bugs are actual bugs or whether they're just problems with the asset
I
management.
think it's
going on,
just
but,
problem with the assets.
Information design, like I say, that sort of the fact that it doesn't tell you what your main quest is in your quest log, and like it'd be nice if they did sort of a thing that indicated you can talk to this person, you can't talk to this, but like even just floating exclamation marks on their heads kind of thing. It would give us a bit more direction.
Yeah.
So in terms of the story engine, so they've I mean, they've got the quests, and the quests kind of trigger and progress, and they're independent, presumably.
So there are certainly elements of it there. So, like you say, finding items will sort of unlock new dialogues, but like Ricky mentioned, it doesn't keep track of them internally, or doesn't seem to, because when we found that dog, it said, "Oh, maybe you'll be able to find somebody who's lost their dog." And it's like, "Yeah, I know. I've just been speaking to him."
Yes, yeah. So they could have done. They've got a mechanism there, but it's almost like they haven't used it thoroughly enough, I guess.
It's a small detail, but it's sort of one of the things that we're looking for in this coursework.
Yeah. So in terms of the kind of poetics, how the mechanics as metaphor, and this is a. I mean, they have taken the core idea of the story. You've got to find Rumpelstiltskin, but the story is really about names, right? And it's about silly names and guessing names and doing those kind of things. Whereas this just appears to be about finding fetch quests and finding him.
Like, did it ever develop further than that, Rachel? When they showed you in the expo?
You found Rumpelstiltskin in the forest somewhere.
But you just find him. It's just discovery. Okay.
So it's almost like they've used the story as the motivation, the backbone. They haven't really integrated it with the gameplay. What you're actually doing in terms of these quests is nothing really to do with the story. And then pacing and techniques. I mean, you mentioned the sort of in media res at the beginning. Perhaps we didn't quite catch what it said at the beginning, but
bad technique.
But again,
having the text was unreadable a lot of the time because it was white text over white objects, and then rather than giving it a fixed background, and then it just disappeared halfway through reading it. So
they've got some basic dialogue, but they've got nothing else going on. There's no cutscenes. There's not really any in-game information in there. The character design.
There was a character?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's not even Rumpelstiltskin, right? Because they don't explain why you're finding him, who he is.
Yeah. So I think they've missed an awful lot of what they could have potentially done even within this environment. And again, agency. And is there meaningful choice in the story?
There was that one thing Rachel mentioned where you decide who you give the key back to, and that's true. Either you sort of take the morally good option and you get vaguer information, or you take the more dubious option but you get more specific information. That's not necessarily. Yeah. That's a pretty good way of doing it. But
do you know in advance what information you're going to get, though?
That's the thing. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
It's a crapshoot as to whether it's valuable or not.
That's it. It's another one of these examples where the choice isn't meaningful because you don't have the information to make the choice. It's just a case of, do I do this?
Well, we did talk in the sessions about choice versus calculation, and saying, look, if it's simply a case of making a decision based on maximising your gains, then it's not really a narrative choice. So they're sort of asking you to make a moral choice. I think the problem is that it's so devoid of any kind of context or consequence or character. It just sort of is just floating and doesn't feel meaningful at all. Okay, so again, there's stuff here that you could build on, but really, missing a lot of the elements I think we'd have liked to have seen. Shall we move on? Okay, so our next game is Littlest Billy-Goat, which already looks rather nice. So
have a look at the controls.
Controls, okay.
There we go.
We can give it a go, can't we?
So we're going to give a go with a controller.
See if it works. Almost certainly won't.
So we've got
the backup keyboard. So
jump, follow, and move. Okay. And
jump, follow,
switch. Is it me or is there no switch on the controller?
Left and right, maybe?
Yeah, maybe it's what left and right are.
So that's to follow.
Right. So it's not clear to me that left and right isn't just a description of the buttons.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I told you it was the terrain.
Yeah, that's some nice terrain. Oh, this is so like Crossy Road. It's cute.
That very night, he dreamed of a field and a bridge and a forest and a choice. What could it mean?
I always love a bit of narration. Alright.
The little Billy-Goat ventured into the herd, ready to approach one in search of adventure.
Giant. Apparently some of the voiceovers didn't work. Do you reckon they wrote the music? I hope they wrote the music.
I hope they wrote it.
What's wrong? Pipsqueak.
It's very funky music.
It is.
Oh, I see. We have a
choice.
choice of.
Cool.
We didn't realise it was a choice.
Oh. Someone else decide.
I dream of this place, January freedom. Let's do the top one.
Yeah.
I want to know more about this dream. Yeah, I dreamed a dream.
Are they goats or are they rhinoceroses?
Donkeys.
I'll follow you, Pipsqueak. Okay.
Oh, so how do I follow B? No.
It's left and right was the only other one, wasn't it?
Oh, I see.
You
So-
can switch now.
Oh,
Oh,
it can be this
cool.
way.
Oh, I see. So you're kind of collecting goats.
I like how the animation of them walking only happens when they're not walking. Look, walk.
Yeah.
No walking.
So-
anyway, we
so
can
this
go
is-
talk to some other
So this
goats.
looks like it's about the 6 or 7 Billy-Goats Gruff, right? Go ahead. I quite like that fade in. That's quite nice. Kind of bring you into the conversation.
The whole game's very cute.
But we didn't dream anything. We're the larger one. We're not the small one.
Yeah.
That's.
What's that little goat? Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I almost feel like you should have different dialogue options if you're controlling a different.
Yeah.
Like it specifically says this tiny
Yeah.
goat had this dream, but
Otherwise, really, they should just follow you and you not
You
control
see,
them.
I'm as busy as can be.
I can't. Who's talking to who? I don't.
that's the other thing. Yeah.
All right. Chill out.
So hang on, have you spoken to that?
You've got one other
That
goat
one?
to talk to, haven't
Yeah.
No, we didn't
No, we
talk
did
to
that
this
one.
goat.
we?
Am I
Can
getting
we-
different?
Last
No.
night I dreamed
Oh,
of
that's-
leaving this place. So this is what we had before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if you go back to the one on the goat on the left, do you get a
Is that-
different dialogue
Is
option?
that the medium goat? Yeah, there we go.
So if you try last night, I dreamed of a field on a hill with a bridge.
So before, did you pick the lower option?
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, it's one of these things where it's not really a choice, right? You're given
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
choice, but only one of them progresses the game. So
Yeah.
Not a choice.
So you just go back and choose the other one. Okay, can we leave?
well, we got our 3 goats. So
Is that how many we needed?
there's how many?
Yes, how many are in the
The
story?
littlest goat can't open this gate.
Okay,
Oh, I
okay,
quite-
that's kind of nice.
I kind
Yeah.
of like that. Yeah, it's telling us a bit about our consequences of our actions.
I just opened it.
Yeah.
How do I get it to follow?
It kind of adds some motivation as to why the little goat had to get other goats
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. It's a shame that it didn't make that more explicit
Yeah.
at the start because we
Yeah.
only discovered that after we'd talked to all of
But
them.
then it is
Yeah.
nice that it tells us about the consequence. So rather than just opening the gate and never ever knowing it, they've told us
Yeah.
this would have been too heavy for the little goat. It's like,
How
oh,
do I
okay,
get
that's
them
cool.
to follow?
I don't know. There was it Q and E with the follow buttons?
No,
They
it
were
was-
switching
so I think it was
between
F
them.
on the keyboard.
Yeah, I
can't
think it
remember
was
what it was on the.
Just try
maybe
try the
the red one,
Yeah,
Oh, there was- yeah, there was following.
I've been pressing the follow button, but I don't get
but it
what
doesn't do
does.
anything.
What
Okay.
about F?
You've also
Did you just jump?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the thing,
cool.
right? That was one of the first controls it told us, and we've still had no reason to jump.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure F does anything.
Can goats?
They make
jump?
it. They like
Yes.
turn to look
Ah.
at me when I F.
Goats are really good at jumping.
Look, see, they do a little thing.
They do like a little sort of. They turn towards you almost, don't they?
But I can't tell if I need to be one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they'll turn towards me, but
Maybe
they don't
hold,
actually
hold
follow
it down.
Oh.
Okay,
There we
cool.
go.
you're clever, Tom.
Yeah.
It like slides
ma-
them towards you.
Maybe the instructions should have told us that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on, F to
Oh, I
follow.
might-
Let's go.
But why would I?
There we go.
Use F or B to get your friends
Right.
to follow.
Okay.
Right, but it still doesn't say hold it down.
And
Yeah.
the gate slams shut behind us. And we're off into the...
Hey,
Oh,
look
gosh,
at this
this
epic scenery.
This is kind of nice.
It is pretty epic to be
You've got
fair.
some signposts showing you sort of roughly the direction to go.
Wait.
Yep.
It seems a,
Can I
Are you
read
still
that?
being followed?
Probably not.
You're holding down the
So
button.
obviously one of the
I am
challenges
holding
here
down
is the pathfinding.
Avmesh. Do you know what? I'm just going to push them.
Are they not following you anymore? Are they kind of... Does that stop working?
You just go over. Leave them behind. It's fine.
yeah. Maybe you don't ever
Let's
need them.
just explore. We're the big goat. We'll be fine.
Do I go down here, I guess?
Yeah, follow the sign.
Where are the 3 paths?
Okay, there's one.
There's one.
There's one up there.
There's one.
One off to the right, one down the
Still
bottom.
But again,
Like, you
there's
need to move the camera
So-
to show those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in
can't-
fact, we I don't know about you, but the one at the top is beckoning us very strongly compared
because
to the other
that's
two.
like the sweeping vista that
That's
you can
right,
see,
yeah.
right? It's,
Yeah.
And again, there's still no real information surrounding that choice. It's just oh, you've got to pick the right path.
Where are you going? I didn't say you could move.
So if you...
There's some floaty goats.
Goats are good at jumping, you're right.
Oh my god, why have they gone over there? Now I'm not sure whether...
Are they following you now? They are.
Sort of.
They kind of slide
Okay, let's go
at
there.
you.
They sort of occasionally follow me.
I want to at least find a bridge with a troll. I'm guessing there must be a bridge with a troll.
Oh, it forks again.
Mighty goats.
See now,
this is another split in the path. Left or right?
Right.
Oh,
Rachel?
Let's go left.
Left then right.
Yeah. Let's go towards that hill.
And now there's another split in the path. Left or right? Left or
Right.
Right. Oh, see, there's a thing over there.
Yeah, there's weird, like,
there's a thing over
pink
to the
I
right.
told you should always go left.
Are you just like one of those that most basic of maze solving algorithms, Dave? It's just like always go left and follow the left wall, and then when you reach a dead end, just loop round.
But see, that's it. You can definitely. I recognise this music.
Is it from the Stanley Parable?
It is from. Well, it's also used in Dwarf Fortress. Whoa!
There's some sort of pyramid up there.
Right.
Gravity seems to change throughout the game.
There's also an exciting mountain with a face in it, but I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to.
Oh yeah, so there is.
Why is our first goat still over here?
And all the other goats are coming back, man.
Oh no.
Oh, there it comes.
So that's it. It was nice that it said.
Right.
So it was nice that it mentioned, oh, you took the wrong path.
Yes.
But.
Like, it was very fourth wall breaking.
Right. Just
Stanley Parable-y.
in the nicest possible sense, let's just grab a goat and go.
Which one?
Which goat or which path?
Go back up the top there because we were going up to something interesting.
Yeah, there's like some weird pointy things.
There was some
over
sort of
That's the
purpley lumps and a mountain that might have had a face.
And that's the thing, right? It's nice that you can sort of like see some destinations, but
Yes.
I bet you can only see that going down this path.
Yeah.
Hey, this game would be a lot quicker if it didn't have so many trees.
Yeah, the terrain is nice, but it feels a bit unnecessary.
Yeah. There's well, it's probably just that there's just too much of it for the amount of story. Yeah. Exploring is kind of fun, but not
Wait.
traipsing
This is not
endlessly
exploring.
through.
Yeah. There's
through
no exploring.
landscape.
There's no things to interact with.
So there's something here. Here you go. How serene.
Is that a little shrine? Nice.
Yeah,
Was that it?
yeah. It's just a thing.
Okay.
Seriously, was that it? I've come all the way over here to say how serene.
So you could have done with a bit more. But it might be that it is involved later on in some sort of puzzle.
But then we're going to have to go all the way back here.
Bye bye.
Bye, little goat!
He said, "Oh, how serene," and turned back.
It's easy to mock, but pathfinding is hard.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, so we had to collect these 3 goats to open the gate.
Yeah.
But what are we doing with them now? Other than the fact that the story is about 3 goats.
They're following.
They're
Well,
mostly
I think the problem is we just don't know because it's taking us so long to get anywhere and do anything. So if we go on, see now go left. I told you this would work.
It was only left relative to the direction we were travelling.
You saw a lovely shrine, and now you feel much more at peace in the
flowers.
world.
Eat the flowers, eat the flowers.
Nom 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 nom.
Relax the forest.
You can jump a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm guessing that cave over there and the weird pointy things behind the mountain are just scenery. Then.
How do we go?
it doesn't look like you can get there.
Can I eat my way through the trees?
What happens if you jump
Well,
over
the
the trees?
just all apparently.
Are they all separate game objects?
Yeah.
That is a lot of game objects.
Yeah.
Right, this is what I mean.
Just make it one big texture.
Just don't have so many trees.
Right, I think we've probably got time to explore one more path.
I wonder if they manually placed all the trees.
Got there, got there.
What, left, Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some
See, I
arrows.
told you. Taking the left path.
A field of spikes.
Okay.
Wait.
Ah.
Do you think that changed based on the direction I was travelling? Like, if I'd gone from the bottom direction, which is where we started, would that have said
Dunno.
right?
Is that a goat skeleton?
It's some sort of skeleton.
Some sort of goat skeleton, yeah.
So this is the thing, right? It's a little bit of information reveal, sort of, this might be dangerous.
Yeah, that's
that's
quite
quite nice.
How do I get through here? Can I go through
Can
this?
you jump over it?
Be the little goat. Be the little goat.
How?
Oh no.
That's what I like about this, though, is all the other goats and I rushing from where you carefully place them.
Yeah. Because you can't have them not follow you.
But they don't follow very well.
But that's the thing. Why have a follow button if, like, I don't know. Is there a reason to not have them follow you?
Yeah.
Maybe there is later.
Maybe if you get fed up with them. That terrible pathfinding.
No,
Right.
that way. That's the Serene Hill.
Yeah. Not
Yeah, we're going to come down here and take the left path. There we go.
Didn't this game have puzzles?
Quite sprightly. There we go, right, okay. So let's see if the...
Where's my mate gone?
Well, arguably, I mean, this is arguably...
there's a bridge.
This is
Oh!
So,
Indiana Jones.
This is arguably a puzzle. Only the
Right.
Littlest Billy-Goat.
But why does it say
keep
that
telling
when
me
you
that
go
after
through?
I've done it?
It didn't tell you
And
that
now
when
you
you were
can push
trying.
Oh my goodness.
so only the little goat can fit through the thing.
But can
but
push the massive ball.
giant boulder.
Why can't...
So
it was
what's
very
happened
close to a
what's happened
critical
the giant
angle.
boulder?
And why couldn't you
pushed
push
it
it
away.
from the other
Yeah, but what does
side?
it
It was
do?
exactly the same on the other side. I think it means the other ones can get
Yeah.
past, but
Puzzle, Dave.
Yeah.
there's
Puzzle.
no reason to not be able to push it the other way.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Maybe it was on a little ridge. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
but-
just a little...
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Okay, but that's fine as a little example puzzle to show us the
Yeah.
sorts of things you
Yeah,
could do
yeah.
in the environment. That kind of works.
And it's nice that there's a reason for the different goats now.
It is just a shame everything is just very spread out.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a bridge.
You scared of trolls?
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's getting dark now.
What?
I wonder if that is.
Yeah, I wonder if
quite
that's
nice.
time or
That's
triggered by.
triggered by you arriving, isn't it?
Yeah,
Must be.
I think
That's
so.
a little
Yeah.
bit hard to see.
Story engine?
Let's well just by ourselves.
Stay with the dough. Let's see what happens.
Okay. So, all right, let's
wait,
think about this. Let's think about this. So
Hang
you've
on.
got in terms of quality, right?
Wait, hang on. Go talk to. Did that just set us back to a checkpoint where we have to choose the other thing, or are we now just?
No, I think it's meant to be
It's been
over.
released
Yeah,
into
we're just
the
staying
world.
here forever.
Okay, so in terms of the game itself, the bugs, the controls, the mechanics, sort of the presentation, the information design, all those kind of elements. What do we think?
The jumping's a little bit...
The jumping's a bit weird, but
Flighty.
other than that, it looks
great.
Do you ever need to jump though? Like,
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It was the first
Yeah.
control they taught us, and we didn't really ever need to use it.
No,
Oh, well, maybe we just didn't find the puzzle that needed it.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
it just all feels a little bit kind of incoherent, doesn't it? It's like each of the elements would kind of be fine if it worked with the other elements. You've got this great big landscape which you don't really need.
It's something that we mentioned in the level design tutorial, right? If you've got one of these big branching things that your player is exploring, don't just give them a dead end.
Yeah.
I mean, so we got like a shrine and a little thing saying House Serene, and that was sort of nice, but
Yeah.
then it just meant we had to backtrack all the way back and choose a different path. With
I think
Yeah,
they were genuinely going for a kind of almost like a story game, right? So it's like the mechanics really are almost non-existent. It's like almost like a walking simulator.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do that, you have to have a really a proper narrative to drive it. You can't just have kind of these very basic plot
Well,
points.
that's the thing. Like with other sort of walking simulators, the exploration's about finding more of the story rather than just sort of
Yeah, exactly.
So
So in the beginning there, the little Billy-Goat is dreaming of something, right? So that if they developed that idea, and when you got to the shrine, it kind of revealed some more about the history of the back or
Yeah,
something.
that would have been nice
exactly.
actually.
That's what you needed to have, right? Okay, so in terms of a story engine, so I mean, they've got the dialogue is there. They've got kind of dialogue
the dialogue
options.
doesn't shift depending on the goat you're on, for example. So
No.
they all talked about the same dream.
Yeah.
They all called him Little Goat, even when
And
he
we had a
was
choice
little
earlier
goat.
on where we took the wrong choice, and then we just went back and took the right choice.
Yeah, and this one was a case of
Just
here's a
And
choice,
the game,
game over.
or, yeah.
So there may be the
So there are a couple of
the-
nice things, like we're going over that bridge triggered a story event where night falls and we sort of have to decide whether we want to rest. But
and they're kind of, and again they're using, it's not quite a cutscene, but they're using those kind of scripted events within the environment, which is nice.
in terms of pacing, sort of dramatic curve felt a little bit flat again.
It definitely has a sort of first act though.
That's
right?
the thing. The first bit was very sort of it had that sort of sort of posing the question, like I've had this dream, I must like almost the call to adventure, right?
Yeah.
But then after that, it sort of seemed to trail off. There wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much as that we were like seeking. It was the second one is sort of acquiring the means, right?
Yes.
But
well, I guess that's
we acquired the means. We collected
acquiring
a bunch
the
of
goats.
yeah.
So you have to persuade the goats. So
But sort of after that, that's my point. It was just we were sort of wandering around looking for the next thing, and there wasn't anything except this choice in the end.
Yeah. And in terms of the poetics of this as well, and working with the story,
We never found a troll either, for that matter.
we didn't find a troll. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
shame. But I mean, there's kind of, again, the whole thing is about this idea about at the core thing is that the goats can do different things, and that's sort of here, but it's not really a core part of the story. It's not used.
So it is used a little bit with that
effectively.
puzzle, but yeah.
And the other thing that, I mean, in fairness, I don't think we've seen this in the other Billy-Goats games either, yet at least, is it still has that thing about fooling the troll, and about kind of, the little goat fooling the troll into waiting for the next goat and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Daytime.
and agency,
There's not really much.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of choice.
There doesn't
There's
seem to
lots of
be.
path splitting.
Yeah, there
Right.
doesn't seem to be
Right.
any meaningful choice.
yeah.
Because all the path splitting, there's only one actually correct path, right?
Yeah.
Except this
So
one,
it
which is
did
just.
sort of hint at you when you sort of got right to the end of sort of the wrong route. It did say, they've made a wrong turn, which again was sort of like driving the narrative and encouraging the player to sort of
Yeah.
pick something else. But
Okay, I think we've kind of seen probably as much as we need to. So
Shall we move
lots
on?
of beautiful trees.
Yeah.
So many trees.
Yeah, let's move on.
Oh,
So the next one is called Goat Story, or Goat.
Do you want to play or shall I play?
Okay.
I don't mind.
So yeah,
I think I saw this one in the expo, and it's a bit of a sort of like RPG kind of style.
welcome to Goat Town.
Get yourself to
You hear a voice say WASD to move and right click for a better view.
Shift to sprint.
What do you mean right click for a better view?
So right.
Move the camera probably, like maybe drag. Yeah.
Oh, drag. Well, that's not. What?
Yeah. Right click and drag. Okay,
Like,
Goat Town.
have you noticed?
You are
Have you
good
noticed?
stuff.
Have you noticed about Dave?
It's like projected
How does
onto
it
the
even
side
work?
from
How does
somewhere.
it even work?
Okay,
Oh,
so
oh,
let's
how do I
go
sprint
wandering.
Shift.
Okay, so let's go and chat to those
really
guys over
hard.
there.
Pick up the coins.
Ding.
Yeah.
Press
I'll
E
do
to
my own
talk-
side
The
effects.
wise guys.
Press E to talk to the wise guys. Go and bother somebody else.
Was that both of them?
Yeah, so
Difficult to tell.
they are one entity.
Oh,
Okay.
So if we sort of
I
go
hope
down
they're doing
to-
something else with the
So if
mouse
you pick up those,
to
so
excuse why I'm having to.
there's a cow around the corner.
And also, why is running why is running a thing? Why is that a
running an
mechanic?
option? Yeah,
Because basically it's just really frustrating to walk this slowly.
unless you're ever going to need to sneak past something.
Do you reckon caps lock works?
I bet
That's
it
a
does.
shame.
No.
Is that some sort of skull?
So that guy on the left, that guy on the left is the troll. He was under a bridge.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
so he is.
Sort of.
The bridge is
Yeah,
broken
sort of.
though.
And you can never get onto it.
You'll see. Sort of.
The troll
Troll
knight.
Knight.
Ah.
Yeah.
Troll Knight has.
Oh well.
The story, it's
so
not
this
drawing me in so far, I'll be
So
honest.
that's the thing, right? The story engine is gating these different things, but there's no indication of who the right person to talk to first is.
No.
I know who it is because I saw this in the expo, but there's nothing really
I'm
to.
collecting loads of money.
I mean, it'd be
Can you
nice.
spend the money?
You sort of can, yes. Have you collected? Don't collect all of the money yet. Go and
That might already be too.
No,
That's
there's
the other
things
money
there.
there.
What
So
are
if
these
you
little
see
things on the
people around?
side?
They're just flower beds.
Oh, don't
They
trample
were-
the
they
flower
were-
beds, Ricky.
Oh, there's the wise guys.
Where's the
wise
person
guys.
I haven't
there's a
spoken
person
to?
over there,
I'll
look
try
by
to-
the
See the guy
tower.
over so they have sort of highlighted, I think, some of the people you can talk to with this glowy purple thing above them.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, that guy
Okay.
there is
Oh, I
the
thought
first guy you need to talk to.
I thought they were just lights.
What I
Those
like
lights
about
in the
this is
sky,
it feels like I'm walking around a mini golf course. Like a-
Collect the coins and give them to me, and I'll see what I can remember.
Right, okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
if you
I have collected all the coins.
you've
Not
collected
yet.
some of the coins, so try talking to him again.
How do I?
So like walk off and then.
If like
Press E.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
So that's it. So he
Oh.
sort of directly sort of says, "You've got this many coins. You still
Yeah.
you've missed some. You need to go and find some
Yeah.
more." Which I think is nice. It's sort of
Yeah, that's quite
Yeah.
nice.
That's,
so you've
so
got
we
that
cut
one,
that one.
and there's two more on the bridge.
But why didn't he go straight to that when I had like most of the coins?
Yeah.
Like I had 14 coins. He could have said, "I need some coins. You've only got 14. I need 15 or something." Like, how many does he need? I don't even know.
I think he said 17 at the start.
Zebu the cow.
Who's that?
It's the cow behind you.
So if you
Was
went
that there before?
To, so if you,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
it was,
But if
yeah.
you went to talk to Zebu the cow before talking to that guy,
I think the cow just says go and talk to the lumberjack first. I can't
but
remember.
why?
Yeah.
I mean, also, this guy says he wants you
Why?
to have 17
Why is there a
coins, but you
talking
don't give
cow?
him the coins. The
Mm.
coins,
Very
are,
Friend.
right, yeah.
the coins are important later. So he just wants you to have them, and then he'll let you carry on, which is a bit narratively weird, but
Yeah,
it sort of makes
yeah.
sense from a gameplay point of view.
So you've got to fix the bridge, go and collect the stones, then near the lumberjack.
Who's the lumberjack?
Back.
That guy you were just talking to.
Oh, I see.
So again, so once you're sort of into the so it gives you this sort of exploration-y thing to start with. I feel maybe you
Yeah.
could, no, not the wise guys.
The guy with the coins?
The guy that was chopping
Yeah, the guy that was
wood.
chopping wood.
Yeah.
So what they have done right is they've given us a small enough environment
Absolutely.
that,
Yeah.
that it feels like we're okay to run around and...
He said the stones are next to the lumberjack. He didn't say.
oh yeah,
So
there are
those stones next to
So
you.
can we
you
do
can
anything
just
with the stones?
pop, 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 pop.
Oh, I see. Walk on them.
Oh
Yeah.
right.
And again,
Because
if
that's how you pick up stones.
Now
normally.
we have stones in our inventory. Right,
and if you'd
okay.
gone and talked to Zebu before you collected all of them, he'd have said, "Oh, you've missed one. Go and collect the other."
Yeah.
Wait, where was Zebu?
Zebu's off to the... There it is.
That guy.
I have no locational sense of what's going on.
I think you're just really bad at direction.
Go talk
I am
to two eyes
in
there,
this
might be able to
sort
help
of
you. So, yeah, okay. So what we're really being done, we're being forced onto a kind of
We're
a
very
narrative
gated.
on rails.
Do I have to speak to the troll? Was that?
Yes.
No, wise guys.
Wise guys.
Yeah.
Oh, what do they know about bridges?
Yeah, so it'd be nice if
So
at the
you're-
start they said
he
something
he
about
said-
needing the bridge to be fixed,
So
right?
no, the wise guys don't need the bridge to be fixed. Zebu said you're too weak to fight the troll right now. Talk to the wise guys and they'll give
But
you some
why-
secret techniques.
But why will they suddenly talk to you now when at the start?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had
exactly.
nothing
And
to
the
say?
same,
Because you
the
got
same
loads of
Zebu the
stones.
cow. Why doesn't Zebu the cow talk to you until you paid the other guy off?
Yeah.
Is
Good.
there only pick one? Ah, we have a meaningful choice. We've
So-
okay.
so
This is really nice. It's slightly spoiled by the fact that I don't think the potions do anything.
Okay.
They didn't quite get
Spoilers!
Okay, well let's
Mushrooms.
let's get the mushrooms.
then.
Always
Yeah.
take the red pill.
There we go. Collect the mushrooms and increase your strength, which just gives us mushrooms, right? So
So now we can finally go and confront the troll.
okay. So I'm also kind of, I mean, there is sort of a narrative through the dialogue, but I mean, the story is really.
So that's the thing.
If-
In true M. Night Shyamalan style, we get a twist at the end.
I see you got some stones there to repair the bridge.
So,
Do I-
So
there's
did
no
we miss-
choice
did
here,
we
I
miss
just have to do
Did we
this.
miss the twist?
so yeah, our friends were supposed to help the troll
Right.
fix the bridge, and they just took the money and ran away. So now we can help rebuild the bridge for the troll.
Okay. Well, you say can. Must, I think, is the word you're
Must.
looking for.
So that's the thing. The idea
Was that the end?
Right.
Yeah.
I tried to move the camera to look at the bridge so I could see the fixed bridge.
So
and then it
where
just
was
ended.
Billy-Goat's gruff
there
in
was
that?
there was a troll under a bridge.
There wasn't. There was a knight under a bridge.
Well, let's go through this then. So in terms of the quality and the actual gameplay, I mean, it's a move around. The controls seem to work. They had sensible,
Oh, Karen.
sensible kind of actions. I mean, you're pretty well armed for a guy who doesn't do any fighting at any point.
So they were saying in the expo they did want to have another choice at the end where you can choose to just help the troll fix the bridge or fight him, in which case that potion would have been much more useful. So
Right.
you have these sort of two relatively important
So they
choices.
kind of ran out of time.
But
with it.
yeah, they didn't quite get those in.
Is the game well presented? I mean, it does all kind of fit together.
Yeah, it looks quite nice and
There's a
doesn't
couple of little
seem
bugs like that
buggy.
sign, but
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, there's maybe
Yeah.
some choices there, but they've got that little control bit at the beginning telling you what to do. You've got the health indicators. It's all kind of there. You've got the environment working basically, haven't you?
yeah.
So story engine. I mean, there is definitely a story engine. There's definitely a progress, but
It's one of these things where it's sort of very gated. It's get this.
yeah,
Okay, now you've unlocked this thing. Now you've unlocked this thing. There are a couple of nice touches, like the lumberjack. He'll say, "Aha, you've got this many coins. I need some more. Go
Yeah.
find some more," which is nice.
but it's still just ordering a bunch of puzzles. So in terms of being a narrative or a story, I mean, there is no story here,
I say it doesn't.
right?
It
Or
doesn't-
at least the premise is there that you're finding your friends, and then it turns out that your friends kind of were supposed to help the troll, but
You don't get delivered any
you don't really
parts
get
of
that.
the story through the game. do you?
No, and yeah, I mean, you don't really understand what's going on. So I didn't really understand that I just thought we were randomly looking for our friends, and there was a troll over there, right?
which
I
you wouldn't
suppose
know was a troll.
No. So there is a sort of progression going on, but again, quite simple. And in terms of the poetics and the meaning of the story, and it really has got nothing to do with the three Billy-Goats, right?
Yeah.
And that whole idea of there being multiple protagonists, each of which kind of can do slightly different things, or where you have to fool somebody, or that's all completely missing. There's nothing here about that at all. And then pacing and techniques. So that again, there's not really a kind of plot.
I mean, there's sort of in medias res in that your friends have gone missing and you're now trying to find them. It does sort of that,
but in terms of the pacing, there's no real effort to step up the pacing or.
Again, I think they were trying to go for a sort of a ramp up at the end where you have this choice between fighting the troll or not. But as it stands, it's a very flat drama curve, right? You're just going from person to person and talking.
And the agency is pretty non-existent, really.
Yeah.
Although
you do
in
get that
fairness,
choice between
it works for Uncharted, so you either do what the narrative says or you stop playing. Basically, that's your choice. So, but yeah, they've obviously. They've not thought about trying to get much agency in there, apart from that very end choice.
Well, so the choice, like with the potions and things, if they've got that implemented, I think that would probably be one of the better narrative choices that we've seen so far, because it's a meaningful choice. It's, do you want this special power or this special power? You're given the information. One isn't necessarily better than the other. And
and then that might influence perhaps your decisions about what to do later as well. Yeah. Okay. So yes, that's our last game for this batch. So we'll see you later on for the next 5 games.